Hi everyone, Don Giannetti, Project 52, the Essentials Group. We do a commercial assignment every week, and we then critique them. So I've been a little remiss, so I'm catching up here on this critique. This is an assignment where I gave a PSD file with the copy in position. The layout with all the text in place is then downloaded by the folks, and they add their photograph to it, just like we would a magazine or something. Shooting to layout, folks, is one of those things that's hard to learn on your own until you do it, and it is such a big and important part of what we do as photographers. So one light source is was what my suggestion was. Alex, beautiful photograph, just lovely photograph all the way around. The hand and the text here gets a little dicey in here, but I'm gonna say that probably the art director would have gone with it. I just think I probably would have had her bring that hand over here a little bit more so that the text didn't go up against the bright part of the knuckles. The light on her is beautiful. The light on the violin is beautiful. There's no doubt about it. Beautiful catch lights in the eyes. Watch out for these little, on faces, these little anomalies of color here. This one right here by her nose, we can clean that up. Just lighten it a little bit right in here. Right in here, just this little part right here. These are natural things that play on the face, but for a beauty shot like this, we might want to take it up. This is a gorgeous shot. Works with the layout pretty darn good. This would just be an area of contention down here. Our director and I actually darken that hand just a little bit, but very nice. Good job, Alex. Oh, the bass. All right. You know, Greg, I don't know if this text on those strings going up there is all that bad. I think it's kind of interesting. Would not have been my first choice, obviously, but I think it's kind of interesting to put the text, put the bass behind the text. Yeah, it's kind of cool, Greg, in a way. Some art directors would love it. Some art directors would strangle you. Looks good. I like the composition using the big bass as such a major part of the image is very strong. Might have been better to reverse it and put her over here and the bass on this side, and then have this coming up on the shadow side of the bass. Maybe, I don't know. We'd have to see and play with it, but very nicely composed. The shot is really well composed. Whether it goes with the type or not, I don't know. Could be kind of dicey, Greg, but I think you did a great job on it. Very nice. Watch out for these little highlights, especially right on the tip of the nose, right here. If you had turned her face out, so she's just turning face this way a little bit, maybe even 5 degrees, then this line right here on her cheek would have filled in, and that line under her eye might have filled in a little bit. But for now, let's take that spot right there out. Let's take this spot right here and watch this highlight up on there. Everything else looks really good. Painter. Ah, there we go. Artist of the month, a painter. Greg, this one works so much better. You get your out of focus background. She's got the brushes. She's having fun. She's really having fun. Great smile and everything. Text lays across it very well. No doubt about it. Everything about the shot works really, really well. Got to watch out for these highlights. Now, let me ask you this. Are you using a hard light on this? Because this shadow is really, really hard right here. This shadow right here is pretty hard. Right here on the nose is pretty hard. I would say softbox or a scrim or something to really give you a nicer presenting light. It would probably help you with some of these real bright speculars, which you're going to have to take down in Photoshop a little bit and that shadow on the nose just kind of really gives off the hard light vibe. And I'm not crazy about that, but I really like your shot. I think the shot turned out pretty cool. Again, had you turned her face this way just a little bit, might have mitigated some of these shadow areas on the face. What we have here with her face, Greg, is what we call a very complex face. And walk with me here through this. I have a bright area, I have a dark area, I have a dark area, darker area, I have a brighter area, I have a mid area, I've got another dark area, then we pick up a bright area, then we go to a shadow tone. So we're across the face, we're doing all these different tonalities. So we make a very complex face. Sometimes complex faces work, sometimes they don't. I'm not a fan of complex faces. So first thing I notice. So think about that. Think about your lighting. Maybe a softbox, maybe a window with a scrim over it. Maybe if you're using a speed light through a shower curtain, and the shower curtain being right here, right out of frame, and your strobe about 6 feet behind the shower curtain, lighting up the entire shower curtain or scrim or what have you, makes a gorgeous light for doing something like this. Can't tell if you have a fill over here or if that's a white card or what's happening, but beautiful control on the shadow side of your model here. Good job. Sharon Ryan. Oh, Sharon, very pretty. Very pretty. The violin out here, we got the bow, we got the type is totally easily read over this dark area. Picking up the tattoo in back. And the one light, that's very pretty. I think your light's too low. And I say that because we're losing light on top of the head, and I would like to see that. Her skin and her dress are both moderately reflective, which means they're diffused a little bit. And with that diffusion, they'll still light up if you bring your light up a little higher. However, hair is very shiny, and each little individual hair reflects light sources. So what's happening reflects what's around it as far as that matters. So light sources, shadow, dark walls, whatever. So had you brought your light up a little bit higher, we get a little more of these hairs up here picking up the light. It wouldn't have changed much of this at all. So I'm not saying 2 feet higher. I'm saying about 8 inches higher to get this up in here. Really nice idea with the artist turned away from us like this and presenting the very pretty tattoo on her back. Good. Possibly even in Lightroom, let's bring that violin up just a little more here. Just the bottom of that violin. Let's just bring it up just a little bit more. And probably in Lightroom, you could bring her hair up just a little bit so she doesn't feel like she's fading off into the background here. Down here, I don't care about this. This is fine. But this hair, I just don't want this hair to start fading off before we get to the background. All right. Good, Sharon. Yeah, Abley. Okay. Got the artist of the month, Nikon camera. Looking into the camera, here's our artist. I think your exposure is too dark. I don't think this is a lighting issue. I think this is an exposure issue. Let me tell you why. I can see the Nikon up here. If this was a lighting issue, probably wouldn't be able to see it. So I know I have light on presenting on this side of the face. I know I have light presenting on this shirt. I don't know if this is a white shirt or a blue shirt. However, this shirt looks pretty close to that Nikon in color value, and that Nikon should be white, or at least very bright gray. So that tells me that the shot is underexposed. Our whites are not where they need to be. Even the specular on the tip of his nose is not as bright as a tip of the nose specular should be. It looks like it's almost starting to pick up texture, which means it's probably a stop and a half underexposed, maybe a little more than that. So let's bring that exposure up and see what you get. I think we need to get a brighter shot. It's just a little, and even if you wanted to do something that was real moody, there's a difference between moody and underexposed. This definitely looks underexposed. And Barbara. More creative. Okay, more creative. You got another one in here. Did a nice job with this. Look at that. Barbara looks fine. The light on her is nicely presented. I'm still, let's see, it says Alien B400 with a 22-inch beauty dish. I'm not sure a beauty dish is the right light for this, more creative. I'm really not. I'm not saying you did a bad job with it. You did a good job with it, and you did a good job keeping the wrinkles out of the shirt, and you lit her up really nicely. Got a nice little highlight coming back here. It looks very natural. Whether that's a silver card or what you got going back there, that's fine. Brings it up. But these hard shadows up here, I don't know if they fit the genre of it. It also accentuates every little line in her face. I think a softer light source might be called for. Beauty dishes are not soft light sources usually. Now, if you have a soft, if you have the diffuser on the front, the sock, it would give you a little, I would imagine it would give you a little bit softer edge here, unless you had it pretty far away. 22-inch beauty dish should probably not be used more than 44 inches away from the subject. About twice the distance across. So a 22-inch diameter, 22-inch, about 44 inches out. After that, it stops looking like a beauty dish, and it starts looking like just a regular reflector. And you'll find that's kind of true with almost every light source. They work at about 2 to 2.5 times their diameter, and then they start looking more like just regular lights. So a 44-inch softbox, 48-inch square softbox at 4 feet really looks soft. You put it out at 25 feet away, it's just a light. And you're going to get, even with a softbox, you'll get the same kind of hard edge lighting like this. All right, so that's the only challenge I see is this light looks just a little bit poppy for this kind of shot. But you did a great job with it. Looks very good. I like the brushes here in the hand, and your type fit in there very nice. Good job, more creative. Really well done. Very well done. Oh, and that's it. All right. Well, all right. Thanks, folks. New assignment up, so I'll see you next week. And I promise I will. I'll get them done. So see you next week.